Alright, one last VOD review from the scrim the other night. This time we're going to take a look at Oyster's point of view, capture the flag on pit, and let's just take a look, see what happens. So, right off the start, I can say team is very heavy on wanting to play for rockets, so we should send at least 3 numbers towards rockets, maybe somebody flanking, and then obviously one guy can kind of oversee overshield, or we sometimes just full send it towards rockets. So, looks like Carnage is going to grab snipe and look towards Ovi, and then we're all here. I'd say just like a little awkward route if you're going to be the guy flanking. Maybe just come and curb slide off and just get the long haul really quick. Because you took a little bit of time, obviously he beat you to the spot. So now you're going to walk around the corner as he's looking at you versus you being here at the same time, or when he's or you beat him to the spot. The other thing is you can just walk into rocket hole with us. So flanking is fine. I don't have a problem with it. It's probably good, especially at a higher level game, so that we prevent somebody from flanking us. But going in here and just hard pressing our head against rockets is also fine. You did get beat and turned around, which is great. Then you hear a call out here. We messed this guy up together. That's awesome. Not sure how Jar died, but they just grabbed a rocket. It's fine. Don't really have a problem. We died with rocket, so there's not much you can do here. You got a kill out of it as well. Okay, so we know one guy's in our base. Also spawning here kind of gives us the clue that at least one guy's still in our base. We have 3 teammates alive, so the argument is if you spawn bottom tower, can you get tower and like look over and be the crosser for us, so you prevent people from getting to us, make it easier for us to get up the map should you go into sword. So you're choosing to go tower. Just fine. You see a guy. I think if you already get to tower, you might as well just stay at tower for now. Like, he's doing nothing in this fight down here. I know the idea is like get up the map a little bit, but you could have also just not went up the lift and got up in the sword. So, and if you're still top tower, you can shoot at the guy that Carnage was shooting at. You can probably help with this fight. Either way, it works out. It's just you'd be a little bit more efficient timing wise, and now you're kind of, because you went this way, you're guaranteeing that you're in a one-on-one with this guy, which you guys trade shots, which is awkward, but at least no harm, no foul. So I watched this already. I know this flag works out, but it's crazy that it works out because Jar's not in position yet. I just spawned. Carnage is way too early, and there's 3 alive. There's no reason at all this flag should work out. It's just they're really slow, like they're fighting crosses. One guy's taking a really long route back through the back of the base. One guy went to the pit. Like, they don't have the coordination to just get up the map, or to all cut through the pit and get towards the flag, or to come and flank us. I also did a really good job of recognizing that my best position would be to get to the bridge and put damage down this way. I die too easily, but the idea is still is that I'm suffocating damage this way. Jar got a kill, and now it's just a 1v2, and this is a free flag cap. So it kind of shows that even though we try to be really efficient with timing, like sometimes it just works out. Like maybe Nick knows that they're not in the base yet, so it's a good time to pull the flag. And sometimes this is just why we play the game, right? It's not like a definite that you should never pull the flag too early. I just think percentage-wise that probably doesn't work out all the time. But we got good timing, and they were just too slow to get off the map. So a little hesitation, doing a little bit of dancing off spawn. Sometimes it takes you a second to orient yourself and see. I mean, you have a teammate fighting long haul. You have 2 pushing this way. So 3x1 would say to go that direction, but it's also fine to just get forward on the map as fast as possible. Yeah, just a lot of dancing here. Like, just jump up on those boxes, get to the plat, or immediately go out cuts, immediately come out this way. Probably a lot of responding to callouts and trying to fill in holes, which is fine. It's like me and Jar are doing just fine on the other side anyways, and now you're catching some people off guard, so it all works out in the end. 4 dead. You got a guy going cuts, you got a guy already plat, you got a guy at green. You should be filling in the bridge just to give us like every gap possible on the map. They can't get up anywhere, and we know they're spawning bottom tower. I'd say I'm being inefficient by going back that way. We could also argue that I should have been the one to go to the bridge, and you should fill in the gap here. This is going to work out for us anyways, though. Just because we got them dead so quick, and there's only 2 alive, and we know where they're spawning. But wouldn't this be so much nicer if we had a guy on bridge just shooting these guys where they can't even push forward and you're not taking any damage? And if they do try to push forward, it's from under the tower or jumping up the lift, and you're shooting them for free. So again, whether that's you that needs to be on the bridge or me that needs to be on the bridge, one of us should be there. However, again, just the fact that we're all fighting for the same thing. We know who has the flag and we know who's fighting for fights. This works out, and then look at this. Even though you're down shields, you know that green is free on the map because no one can possibly be there, so be as efficient as possible. Take that traversal time while your shields are down to get into a position to shoot, so that's really good. And at this point, it doesn't matter if we die or live or whatever, because flags here, by the time they get up the map, will be respawned, so this is fine, just holding some space. Probably stay in the fight a little bit too long, but at least you don't die. If he hits that shot, you do die, though, so play a little bit tighter, don't give up a free death. But also still efficient, like you are one shot, but you know I can connect with my teammates. My teammates are here. Now sliding around this corner maybe is a little dangerous because there could be another guy coming through green. But look at that, you get a kill while you're one shot just because you're being active on the map. And this is really good by Jar to follow you up. Never mind, Jar says no, not following you up. Like, imagine if Jared came around that corner at the same time as you. You killed one. This other guy's one shot, but you two could just jiggle in and out and fight together. And yeah, like, all 3 of us should just be sprinting forward right now. So I know Nick's taking a little bit slow. Slow approach, looks like he reloaded and kind of turned. Like, we should all just be up the map. They were 2 dead, and they're all weak. But because of that little bit of hesitation from us, you die and Jar dies. I think overall it works out because they're only 1 alive, but we don't get a cap or don't get an opportunity to push into a cap again because of that. However, rockets were coming up, so we got rockets, and like this looks really good because Jar's filling in the gap on the solo lane, and we are just gunning it forward. Bad rocket by me. I think literally the only reason this play doesn't work out is because I just don't hit the rockets that I need to hit. So, like, everything looks really good. Obviously, Jar dies, but it's okay that Jar dies in this case because he was the solo laner, and if 2 people just run up on the solo laner, that just, what can you do? There's no problems with that. I don't have an issue with that. We should have definitely won this fight over here, though. We had rockets, and we had a 3-on-2. My rockets both miss, and then we just kind of stagger it out, but trying to make the most out of it, and they got OV. Yep, no hesitation at all off spawn. Even though Snipe's up, it does not matter, because you have 3 people up the map. You got to get up the map and help. And yeah, once he dies, you get this kill, you just run back that way. I guess the argument is that this guy's already weak, but as you see, it doesn't really work out for us anyways. So. But yeah, I don't mind not playing for the power weapon because we know all of the actions up here just come straight forward with us. And now we're picking up sniper off of our spawn. Cool. So like we just got 2 fresh dead in the kill feed. No hesitation at all, just start curb sliding and running forward as fast as possible. Yep. Cool. They're filling in those gaps, you're filling in this gap. And we are just absolutely lasering people on the other side of the map. Yeah, you see 2 people that way, you see your teammates that way, you get shot in the back, no reason to even turn and look at this guy, just get up as far as possible. That's really good. And you cut the line of sight there, but you're also still in position to help in case somebody starts to move back this direction. Now, the one thing I will say, because we are here, because our teammates are there, they're going to spawn back in this direction, so let's see if you recognize that. I think you get a call out, but maybe don't recognize this as quickly because you wouldn't be sliding into this fight. So it's good to get that kill. I think once you get that kill, if you just hug this a little bit tighter and kind of walk into the fight, you can back up and fight towards the rest of your team. It's not the worst play, but you probably could have lived through that. Me and Jar are still just sniping everyone. Just hilarious. Cool. Teammates are all up the map. Again, you've got a couple choices. You can flood right behind them. You can go through green. But the idea is you have to go fast. So this is good. 3v3, so we should still be pretty aggressive. It's great help by Nick because you beat down too early, but because he's there, it works out. And yeah, as soon as he's going forward, just go right behind him. Good. This one's probably a little too aggressive. Like, I love that you're moving forward while you're down shields just to fill in gaps with your team, and you know it's safe because your teammate's going to take the shots first. You'd already been healing for like 2 seconds. I'd say just hover behind this pillar until the next 2 seconds go by to get your shields back. You're wanting to get into the fight with your team, so I don't hate it. I think you could have got your shields there. And if you get your shields, then maybe Nick can live, and then you guys can fight off of each other. Again, not the worst play in the world, and you're dying in team fights, so anytime that you're dying in a fight to help your teammates, I'm not going to complain as much as if you're dying solo and fighting random things. But I think we really can be more efficient at just recognizing when it's time to get my shields versus when it's time to challenge out with a teammate. Playing really selfless this game though, which is great. I like the scrappiness. Like, you don't care if you die, you're just here to fight for what your teammates are fighting for. Like, this is good. It's really unfortunate that that grenade hit you. Like, I like the idea of peeking out, and that grenade's pretty far away. Like, kind of wish that it didn't kill you, but even peek out just to get that one extra shot out, and then you immediately back up. It's just really weird timing that the grenade just perfectly lands there. Otherwise, I think you live through this. Cool. Jump up the lift, shoot with your team. Awesome. Like, all this team shots is good. No reason to even go back towards the flag here. Like, we cleared them all out. I think they're 3 dead. Rockets are up. I just drop straight off the tower and go forward. You don't stand on the re, so that's good. I think I'm too far ahead here because there's no one with me. Like, I got the rockets and I'm ready to go forward, but we're just not in position quite yet. I do live, so that's good. Next bottom tower is kind of questionable. He needs to tell us if he's there so that we know where they're spawning in this direction. I think we at least know that at this point, but I would say stay away from their tower as much as possible. Because he gets a kill, though, everything changes because now we have numbers. Now we have 2 kills. We know that one of them is Cuts area. We're collapsing on that. We know a guy is here. Good live, like, just drop off. Let your teammate clean it up. This is good cover fire, too, by Jar. Like, he's being the one in this situation where the play is happening in front of him, but he's putting down so much damage that everyone that his teammates run into is weak. So there's nothing that he has, like, nothing better that he could do here other than to just play for his teammates and let them be the ones making the play. He's just supporting the play. And this is really good. Even though I'm weak, I'm coming out to fight with you. I think in this case, you can play your life a little bit better with the jump, because that's also my big curse, is I jump too much. But either way, you're putting in as much damage as you can. Just make sure you don't die here, which you don't, so that's good. Probably, again, 1 second too quick on the jump up, but I feel like you're pretty comfortable with the timings here. You know nobody's here because your teammates are shooting, so not really a big problem with it, and there's really just one guy alive, so even if you die, it's not the worst thing in the world. And yeah, you're trying to get back here. You already know this guy is spawning here. This is awesome awareness. Especially if Carnage gets away from bottom tower, the rest will spawn here. So this guy's just on an island. Yep. And at this point, it does not matter if you die, because I'm already getting through long haul. As long as you can slow these guys down enough, the game is over. I mean, you probably could have played a little bit tighter to this wall or something, or drop down, or just run forward at him, and not die as easily. But again, game's over. So I think this is probably the best game that we had in the scrimmage as a whole, as a team. You see how we're just collapsing and filling in gaps very well as a team. Like, I think Pit is a good map that kind of illustrates what gaps you need. You need a guy long haul, you need a guy through green, and a guy around bridge/sword area. And I think because the map is so straightforward, it's really easy for us to get the timings and fights together. But this showed like what happens when our team actually just plays at the same pace, and as everyone is filling in gaps and no one's playing selfishly. We're just fighting together. So yeah, really good game.